The aspect of we're going to use hieroglyphics. If I give you a picture and I ask you what you see, now an artist might have different dialects of how he looks at it and sees it a different way, but everyone can look at a picture and it does not show the same thing, although there are certain things that are in the picture that are what they are. So you're giving an individual time to break it down and find out how to utilize their thinking thoughts. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, well, take for example, you in the playground. There was CYO, there was Boys Club, there was Newark Y,
Tri-City and
Right.
places like that.
Tri-City.
Leaguers.
So, anywhere in our city, there were places where you could meet safely.
Are there any now?
Well, where's the nearest Boys Club?
Well, wait now. Let's get this together. The Boys Club, just like anything else in this country, has gone through some things, just like the Girls Scouts. It's not promoted to be a part of these different organizations and after-school programs, which all of us have had, that helped us along our journey thus far. Also, the elders are not products of that. A lot of these young kids today, their parents were not products of that. So if they don't know of it, how can we really hold them accountable?
Well, that goes back to your word of elder. We had elders who, when you were on the verge of doing something wrong, would step to you.
What age bracket though are you talking?
It
See?
didn't matter.
No, because see, today,
You're talking about today.
no, compared to then, an elder person then was 70 or whatever. Old people today are over 55 according to society.
Well, remember what happened in our communities when it was, you had these organizations that you could stop in the Leaguers, you could stop in the Boys Club, you could go to CYO. They would take you around, expose you to different environments, different places.
True.
And then if you were inadequate educationally, and as I said, one of the best things that they did was they would pass out these comic books and let you and your group read it. Not to embarrass a person, so you, being a better reader than this person, would explain, oh, this is what this means, this is what that means. And it was an allegiance that with the things that happen in our community began to go away. So where are the centers at play? We see these kids on the corner. Before, very rarely did we have people hanging out on the corner.
That's right.
Think about when you were in school, how many armed guards were at the entrances. So school was considered a refuge, but only part of the process where I'm in school, now I'm going to the Y, or I'm going to Boys Club, or I'm going to Newark Rec, had a rec
Newark Choir or whatever.
Newark Board of Education also had a rec department, so you could find the things
Some
that you
niche.
needed. Right.
Some niche.
Some girls, they provided cooking materials. They
Home
provided,
economics, yeah.
some of the elders would come back if you were playing basketball, football,
True.
whatever, and they would educate you. This is a mistake I made. Don't make this mistake.
So my question to you all is this here. We're dealing in a time that is different from ours, whereas they have everything at their disposal. In this Google and in this little computer, we could even have calculators in class, remember?
That's where it's headed.
Is that a problem in the prisons too?
The prison, most people, again, are not familiar with the reality of what a prison is. Most max prisons are like small cities. You have a maintenance department, education department, mental health department, social service department. So you have all of those components in the prisons.
It's a city within a city.
Yes. So if you don't take advantage of those opportunities that are afforded you,
You can still be gobbled up just like in the streets.
well, is the difference between you wanting to create a better opportunity for you and your family, or you wanted to create that recidivism rate that happens when you don't take advantage of these programs, when you don't have opportunities to get a decent job when you come out, you're going to resort back to what you know.
So in layman's terms, you're saying you have the option, but if you choose to continue to do the goofy, you will continue to be within this revolving door.
Well, some people who want individuals like that, there's a constant battle. You have to understand that inside any correctional facility, there's power struggles.
Explain, please.
For example,
From the officers to those that are confined, so
both.
people understand.
Both. See, the harsh reality is that there's going to always be a certain rate of people in any organization or group that are not going to follow the rules and regulations.
Period.
So you can't go with some, not holistic, but you can't go with some nirvana type environment where everybody's good. The reality of in a police department, DEA,
True.
state trooper, you're going to find a certain percentage of people who are going to do illegal things.
If you don't mind me speaking on this, what you're saying is very true and prevalent and needs to be understood by the audience, that there are bad apples in everything. You have delicious apples that are red, you have golden ones, and you have the granny apples. A bad apple is a bad apple. It has nothing to do with your religion, your culture, or where you reside. That's what it sounds like you're saying to me.
Well, and that's the reality. See, unless you
That's America.
If you have to accept that reality, that you try to get those individuals to engage in activities that will produce a positive result to help you when you leave.
That's right.
That's the whole point. Get something. If you couldn't read, learn how to read. Get your skill, like you electrician, plumbing.
But if you have a mental shortcoming, how does that pertain to that?
But you'd have social services, you have mental health in all facilities.
But
Who
the
provides you that?
volume of individuals that are confined, you just stated, it makes it hard for those professionals, correct?
No, what makes it hard is the reality of being in an environment where are you going to waste your time watching TV all day? Or are you going to actively try to improve your chances of being successful once you get out? Most people are going to get out. So you need to provide them the mental health help, the social service help, such as, let's say you haven't had a visit or you're having a problem with your visit. Something as simple as helping a person with their visit so their family, loved ones can come see them without being harassed, without coming to think of this as a hostile environment. You want to give people opportunities to be successful, even in that environment, because at most prisons, they have people who have graduated from college, got their GED, people who everybody said would never do anything. But
That's right.
you give them an opportunity, and you'll be shocked at the people who are most helpful in getting other people to join in the positive enterprises that take place. Because you can't do it just from a perspective of corrections employees. If other inmates are becoming successful and can read the newspaper now and read the books and encourage other people, now you have a group of individuals whose destiny it is to do better.
Well, it sounds like, as Calvin said, that it goes back to the mindset of each one teach one.
That's right. That's
Now,
right.
we're going to go from that. How prevalent was church for you growing up?
Oh man, church was real prevalent. You know, when I was growing up,
Give it to him.
it was mandatory that we went to church as a little boy, little girl. We didn't say
No.
we didn't want to go.
No. You got to go. You got to go back to Virginia and just come on up.
I'm
now.
gonna get there.
Stop playing. Stop
I'm gonna
playing.
get there.
Now. Stop
You
playing.
better know that. You know, where I was raised and born in Richmond, Virginia, our mothers, grandmothers, grandfathers,
Great.
great grandmothers, great grandfathers. That's all they lived for, was singing a hymn, picking cotton, singing a hymn, going to church. That's what they instilled in us as babies.
Why?
Because
Do you know now why?
the reason why, it would say, like it say in the Bible, train up a child in a way
Come on now.
that they will not depart from it, that they will go.
Come on.
But see, that will stick in a person's soul, because during my time and my journey, there was time. I never was on this side all the time. 31 years in county government. I wasn't always that perfect boy.
Stop. Can you say the same thing, sir?
I think he is raising very good points about structure.
Yes.
And what you had when you had the religious and spirituality component of growing up. Most of us knew about church, whether you were Muslim.
That's right.
Whether you were Catholic.
That's right.
There was the knowledge that was being taught you.
He is who he say he is.
Right. So it takes a village to raise a child.
Mm-hmm.
There was a spirituality that people who didn't even know you would see if you were doing something wrong, would step to you.
That's right.
And not have to worry about the parent running out and cursing them out because your child was doing something wrong. But that's spirituality, and it didn't matter what ethnic sect or group, Presbyterian, Baptist.
That's right.
So there was a Miss Jones on everyone's block here
Everyone.
That's right.
that would tell your mother or father
And walk
if
you
they
back.
weren't there and
That's
walk.
right. And
Okay.
sometimes, like
Give
in
you
the
the
southern
business.
parts,
Give you the business.
they see you doing something wrong. You can live miles down the road, but if that person, the next house is a mile down, right? They see you doing something, that phone call is made.
That's right.
If they had a phone. Now, the other thing I wanted to bring about is I was always told your most precious jewel is your name. Explain how, both of you, how important that is from then to now in the aspect of trying to get young people to understand that you're going to make mistakes. You're going to follow the yellow brick road and you're going to go off it. But it goes back to what you said. You raise a child a certain way, they're going to come back into it because, see, we heard. We didn't know that we was hearing till we got older. Did that make sense?
Well,
We heard
it makes a lot of sense.
from our parents what they said, and everything that they said has come to fruition. But we heard. Now today's kids and the Google, the computer, they don't hear. Explain.
I think that during our time and era of coming up, we were disciplined better than the children are being disciplined today. We had that, make sure you do your homework, that we took time out. If it was an hour to do your homework, we took time out to read. Even if we didn't have to read, we took that time out. And it's an example for me. My mother kept me back in the 4th grade because my reading skills wasn't up to par.
Parents would do
Pass
that.
to the 5th grade.
Parents would do that.
I didn't understand that at that time. But as I went on and grew and got older, I understood, because who would have known me getting a job in the surrogate's office?
Right.
You would have to know how to read the wills when it say, I bequeath and leave this person as the nominated person to act as the person in charge of my estate. See, I didn't understand that at that time, but I clearly understand that because you can't go into a place not knowing how to read and you in a prestigious job
Yeah.
helping many people. How you going to